now that we see the correction in H-1Bs, the home prices in Collin County are down 9%. Basically, we now know your house in North Texas was expensive because of H-1Bs who had no business being here. Let's go to H-1Bs. This is good news. I bring you tidings of good non-Punjabi joy. So first off, it's not lost on me. Only Congress can eliminate the H-1B program entirely, okay? We've talked about this. This is why Donald Trump is able to do things specifically as it relates to new outside of the country. They often refer to them as overseas H-1Bs, new applications, because that's an issue of national security. Dealing with the ones that are already here, it's quite a bit more complicated. But there are quite a few policies that can be implemented that sort of, as a roundabout way, affect the outcome. And President Trump has done more on this issue, this administration, than anyone has even thought to do. And one of the results right now is the normalization, or I guess the stabilizing of home prices in specific areas in Texas.
Since 2020, the suburbs north of Dallas have grown at a remarkable pace, helped in part by corporate relocations and South Asian workers on H-1B visas moving into the area. But now some of the forces behind that growth are starting to shift.
Stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board.
The new process replaces the random lottery for selecting visa recipients with a process that gives greater weight to those with higher skills.
Hamid Abdul thought his Amazon job would eventually take him to the U.S., but now
it's not beneficial for any employer, to be honest. Nobody is going to hire you and give 100K.
So what does that mean for you?
I decided to move to Canada.
Good, stay there.
I couldn't think of a better outcome. Initially, I would have thought stay in India. It didn't even occur to me. Hey, do we have a policy that could redirect them to Canada? Basically, we now know your house in North Texas was expensive because of H-1Bs who had no business being here, and it's starting to correct itself.
We need 10,000 more H-1Bs.
Hard to argue. So let me give you a few key facts here when people say nothing is being done. Of course, the border is secure to a degree that it never has been in our lifetime or your parents' lifetime, if you're watching right now. No matter how old you are, no matter how old your parents are. Point is, it's more secure than ever. Illegal immigration is largely being dealt with. Deportations, not enough. New illegal aliens coming in, stopped. Deportations are up. Self-deportations are up. Legal immigration, and when I say that, what I mean is not people who are coming here are the best and the brightest contributing, but the loopholes, that's also being reformed dramatically. Key fact number one, home prices dramatically lower in specifically Collin County. People who live in Texas, please comment below. We've had Paxton on here, obviously. Frisco, Plano. So Indian H-1B specifically they're about 71% of H-1B approvals. Okay. They were incredibly concentrated. You guys have seen all the Costco videos, Frisco, Plano. Well, now that we see the correction in H-1Bs, the home prices in Collin County are down 9%. And just to be clear, the areas around, right, because home prices are cooling a little bit, about 4%. So more than double, for example, just neighboring Dallas. Now keep in mind, builders were building homes in Frisco and Plano with prayer rooms and specialized spice kitchens, meaning they had floor plans and layouts for these homes could never be purchased by Americans. They were specifically designed, built for Indian H-1Bs, usually to bring multiple families and put them under one roof and take over your neighborhoods. That's just a fact. Now that we see the limitation on H-1Bs, and we'll get to what those are, it's down. Now remember, I believe it was in May of 2025. President Trump also, a lot of people, actually, I say remember, most people don't know about this. I don't even know that I've discussed this. Trump barred all non-citizens from accessing FHA loans. Think about that. So that means these people coming in here getting the best loans on homes, on mortgages. Now that stops. So the result is that 6%, seems like not a lot, 6% of all the FHA loans used to go to non-citizens. That number has now gone down to 0.
There were so many under Biden.
Yeah.
That were given out, FHA loans.
And those numbers, the 6%, a lot of people believe that it was much higher than that. 6% down to 0. Home prices down 9%. By the way, that means the homes of a lot of people who are law-abiding Americans. Great. You know what? Hey, if it's artificially inflated by cheap, effectively slave labor, you guys got to accept it. When we talk about change, when people say we need to make things affordable, well, then understand there are some growing pains. When people say we need to get rid of illegal immigration, understand the costs of some goods and services are going to go up because you are now going to have to pay Americans a fair wage. But they want to blame this administration for all of the above. So the surrounding home prices down about 3%. In this area with all the H-1Bs, down 9%. House prices are down, but home cleaning services are on the rise, to be clear.
Bloody.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity to make a killing. Now, since we've seen this, okay, so now you know that with reduction of H-1Bs, the price, how have they been reduced? And that's the part that I've discussed. $100,000 fee, right, each year on new H-1B applications from outside the United States. So that's something Donald Trump can add because these are people who are not here yet, so it's an issue of national security. Can't really do it on the extensions, people who are already here, the ones granted under Biden. That's just the way the law works. But if you are outside the United States and you want to come here, or you're a company, you want to bring someone here on an H-1B, great, pay $100,000 a year. And I've talked about that should affect you zero if you're only bringing in CEOs and engineers who are going to be making $500,000 a year because you can't find qualified Americans. $100,000 fee only matters if you're bringing someone in for cheap who will do a job that an American would do for less money, putting 16 families in a house custom designed for them that no American will buy. Oh, what are the results? $100,000 fee, petitions on behalf of workers outside the U.S., meaning overseas visas, down 87%. 87%. New H-1Bs from people not in this country, 87% reduction. The total H-1B issuances down about 25%. That means, if you're going to do the math, about 50,000 fewer H-1Bs in America this year. And here's the thing, too. There are a lot of people, they can use these numbers to confuse you. This is why I recommend you go check the references, because there are applications, there are issuances, and then there are overseas applications. So meaning there are applications, this is the lottery, effectively, then they're issued, meaning, okay, they're actually issued, people who win the lottery, and then overseas applications, meaning people who aren't in the United States. That's the 187% reduction. When we're talking about applications, this number is really tough to kind of give accurately because that's part of the lottery, and many people are entered multiple times. That's how this thing is a scam. So to give you an idea, through 2022, one man applied 83 times through different employers.
Whoa.
That would only count as one entry if it were to happen, but 83, I believe, applications. So the numbers you have to look at are what are actually being approved in comparison, especially new ones, to Joe Biden. That's the really solid number.
Yeah.
New applications from people outside the United States that are being down 87%.
That's massive. By the way, the 50,000 fewer people here, the real number that affects you, it's not a percentage, it's not something else, it's not some other, it's 50,000 fewer people are here. Okay, great. That's a great start.
Yep.
Let's keep it going.
That's a net negative as opposed to a giant influx. Now, here's the other thing, too. The H-1Bs so if it's down 50,000, let's just round a number and say, let's say it's 1 million. Okay, it's down 50,000. But has it changed what those million look like? Meaning, are they just people doing jobs that Americans would do at less than half the salary? Or are the people here, now is the actual makeup of these H-1Bs a little bit different? Well, here's the thing. Some other rules have changed. So for the H-1B lottery, applicants for, just for scale, like right now, 71.5% of selected H-1B applicants, they have a master's degree or higher. Okay, meaning they are educated. I will say I don't trust that number because there's a lot of fraud with people coming from India.
They're cracking down on that too, so that's good.
But in the previous cycle, it was only 57%, meaning only 57% of people even tried to fake a degree before. Now, we look at people who are applying, right? If you're talking about, hey, H-1B, it was designed to bring in the best and the brightest, brain drain. Right now, only 17% of those who are selected are in the lowest wage category. Before that, it was 28%. So let me ask you this. How could, when you look at H-1Bs before, 28% of them were in extreme poverty. and only 57% of them had the appropriate degrees. How could you possibly say that these people were filling the spots that no Americans were qualified to fill? It's been a scam. It's always been a scam. It was poor, stupid people coming into this country, doing your job for less, and making this country and the goods or services provided by the company they work for significantly worse. It's not a racism thing for people. This is why Americans are tired of this shit. You have something, a product, goods or services you liked, and it's shittier. And then you find out why, it's been outsourced. But more specifically, it's been outsourced to people who are dumb, who are poor, and so they will do the job for very little money, and they will do it insufficiently. The only thing that people care about is cheap. And you're the one left to deal with it. Here's another rule change, by the way. Check the references. We make them available every show, 11 a.m. when we stream. Low-wage H-1B workers cannot stay in the United States while trying to convert their H-1B visa into a permanent, like a green card.
Good.
So if you're one of those H-1B workers who is low, which to me is just, it's an oxymoron. There should be no low-wage H-1B workers. None. None whatsoever. They have to go back to apply and come back. You're like, but you know what? That's not cruelty. Hey, if this is the golden ticket, if this is the winning lotto ticket, the United States getting permanent residence, a round-trip flight isn't all that much to deal with, is it? And Republicans did just propose a bill to eliminate H-1B visas as a pathway to a green card, meaning you can work, but that does not mean that you inevitably get permanent residence. So when people say that everyone is the same, absolutely not. The left, Democrats, want pathway to citizenship for every single person here, period. And the right says, we don't even think that people who are skilled workers should be guaranteed a green card if they're on an H-1B. That absolutely should not be on the table. And here's the thing. I think this is actually, we never ran this, just so you know. You can hear my anger growing in this clip. We did a talking with people. And we did this because, change my mind, the security became just incredibly cumbersome to do. So occasionally we go, if we run and gun and just talk, it's a lot easier to kind of keep secure. And I actually spoke with some, it didn't fit in, I think, with the subject of the video that we uploaded. I spoke with a couple of Indians in the United States about the United States. And just to be clear, I realize we've gone over time, so please click that button if you want to support, if you want to tune in, any other days going forward, because without your support, this whole thing is gone and everyone here is fired. Sorry, guys.
Oops.
Just being blunt. But you get 100% more show, everything ad-free, and all the creators that you see here. You can try it for $9 a month, or get in the club. Get this wonderful hand-etched Louder with Crowder and Rumble mug. We're going to show this to you. This is Talking with People. I actually haven't seen this since we filmed it years ago, where the only answer from these Indian types, H-1B types, when you ask them what they love about America, is the opportunity to take things from the country, not what do you love about the country or what are you contributing. And that's what really bothered me. Here you go.
If you were to work here, would you then consider yourself American?
No, that would be not.
Okay, so some Americans say then you shouldn't work there, unless you identify as an American.
That's not the case. Everyone is eligible, to work anything. If they're skillful enough, then they could work everywhere. It's not the nationality or...
We have right to equality, right to the work here.
Sure.
So according to that, I don't agree personally.
Well, fuck you.
You had a smile on your face, Stephen, but you are not happy.
I'm like, no, you need to be American. Well, no, we have the right. What are you contributing? We have the right. What do you like about this country? The money. What are you doing for us? The right. You're lucky I don't ball you like a piece of paper and throw you. Of course I'm not, actually. Of
course not.
They're very frail people.
It's crazy his mouth looks like that, too, when you consider how many of his cousins have fake dentistry degrees.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I won't even discuss it. I'll talk about it after.
By the way, there's more to that.
Bad experience with an Indian doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I got a bad experience with an Indian dentist. I got a whole issue with a cavity.
Holy shit! You still have so many of your teeth.
Yeah, they made a hole and put some shit in there.
Yeah. We will feel it.
They break the drill bit off in your mouth?
We feel it, yeah.
I don't know what they did, but there's a whole, it's complicated, but it sucks.
Yes, it does.
By the way, we are going to be posting the full exchange on X.
Oh, good.
So that was just an excerpt of the entire thing, so we'll post that.
It was just kind of incidental.
We never put it out on X. I don't
it just didn't fit with anything because I was like, you know what? I want to have some questions answered.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me, like, these people don't care about this country. They don't get it. They still act like India is a great country. You have to hate the country you leave if you are fleeing to the United States. If you're coming because, it's like, for example, the Nazis where we needed their physicists, stuff like that. Okay, great. But if you are coming here, you are fleeing the country that you left, then you have to hate it.
I think they just don't care.
They see opportunity.
Hate it. They don't care about their country.
No,
they don't care about their nationalism.
They do, though. They're like,
I think a lot of them don't.
You have to hate it. You have to hate it and want to be American.
Yeah, the reason can't be because I want to work, because we have that.
Yeah.
We already have human beings here
Yes.
that want to work. So we don't need more human beings that want to work if that's the only reason you want in the door.
Right.
It's just very simple.
Mm-hmm. Let's people want to talk about AI? Replace all the H-1B. That would be the easiest sector to replace with AI right now. Not doctors, not carpenters, not people who interact face-to-face with customers. Just the shit behind the scenes. There you go. Make that AI. You don't need coders anymore.
Tech support, dude.
You do not need coders anymore. Do you guys know that? I'm sorry. You just don't. You don't. AI is designed to code for you based on effective communication. People who are effective communicators will actually be more effective with AI than tech guys who knew how to code, because you can generate better code if you're able to be descriptive. There's no need, even assuming that these people have degrees and they were better coders, and like we see in a lot of the tech sphere, that is the first thing that should be replaced. So if we're going to talk about that, don't just talk about how we replace everyone. Talk about how it's used as a tool to improve the employment opportunities, the lifestyle, the quality of life for Americans. And that means, hey, if it's going to take out jobs, is there a way for it to take out jobs that are really being done by third worlders that we don't need to be done by third worlders in this country?
Right. Or people that piss us off. I'm serious. The tech support thing happened. There was like something, it was like 1,000% better rating in tech support. And something, it was this ridiculous number higher using AI versus people. And most of those people, typically when you call, are in India.
Yeah, of course they are.
So it's a perfect opportunity for us to just back away from that one.
Yep.
Use AI.
Absolutely right. And here's the thing. We're seeing this administration, they actually listen, because the H-1B conversation wasn't taking place for a very long time on a national platform. Mm-hmm. And I believe was it early 26 or was it early 25 when Elon Musk, Vivek, and Donald Trump really screwed the pooch and talked about H-1Bs. And all of you did your part and voiced your disagreements. And then we saw this administration go, oh, wait a second, there is a way to actually improve this. We did issue a very specific prescription. And while it's not an exact sort of A-B comparison, you can see that a lot of your solutions as well have been incorporated by this administration. We issued it. They're listening. 5 steps. Number 1. All right. There's a minimum salary for H-1B visas. Starts at $150,000. Let's pick that number. You can argue with me, say it should start at $130,000, $200,000. Just again, broad stroke number. Step 2. Have an additional tax on those working on H-1Bs. Why? Because you want to come to the greatest country in the world. You're leaving a place like India, and you should pay for that luxury. And there would be a huge tax on any money being sent back home to home countries. In other words, we're not going to deal with the problem of people coming here, going to school, making money, taking a job from an American worker, and sending all that money back to India, back to Mexico. Jail time and revoking the right to practice business in any capacity forever for any company or person caught engaging in resume or degree fraud. The punishments have to be so terrifying that people won't even think of it. Step 4. H-1B beneficiaries here must pass a civics test, a language test, and provide proof of community service, charity. Again, prove that they're benefiting American society at large. Any staffing or third-party company caught skimming money off the top, taking a commission, engaging in fraud of any kind, is never allowed to conduct business in this country again or receive federal funding in any capacity whatsoever. Yep. It was a 5-point plan to go after those who scam the system and those businesses who also have a vested interest in scamming the system. Well, guess what? Another way to do it as opposed to the salary is a $100,000 per year fee.
Right.
Which actually is, honestly, I would say more severe and a more effective way, because they might be able to get away with a couple of jobs at $150,000, but it's 2 different ways to achieve the same goal. Hey, if these are the best and the brightest, it wouldn't be someone making $60,000 a year that would cost an employer $115,000 a year for an American. They've solved that. And they've cracked down on a lot of it. This affects both the businesses and those applying. So, calling balls and strikes, hey, hats off to you. More can be done, but I get that it's a process. These are big steps. They are steps in the right direction. And anyone in Collin County, let me ask you, would you be okay with your housing, your home price going down 20% if it meant that your neighborhood looks more like America?
Especially if you're not selling anytime soon. Lower property taxes is kind of a nice thing. If you're not planning to sell, if it actually is your home, it's not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme.
This is what we're seeing. It turns out when a bunch of third worlders, meaning millions and millions of people, are not here competing for the resources in a race to the bottom, turns out there are far more resources for Americans as far as employment, as far as goods, service, across the board, as far as homes being available. You get rid of the people who have no business being here, who contribute nothing, and there are more resources for the people who contribute. Even more so when you take into account that the people who contribute are paying for those in the race to the bottom who don't contribute.
This should be great news for the left. The housing market's more affordable.
If that's what they want.
American workers.
Yeah.
You would think that would line up.
You would think so.
The working man.
The working man. They haven't cared about the working man
forever.
for decades.
It's going after corporations.
Yep.
Those are the
this should be like ding, 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 ding for the left. They should be like, this is awesome.
Instead, they say it's cruelty.
I want to have research chime in because you gave me a stat earlier, and I was just like, my mind couldn't comprehend it. Was it correct in saying that 71% of the H-1Bs approved in the state of Texas are in Collin County? Is that what the stat was? Or
no, I think it was 71% of all H-1Bs are Indian. And then the biggest concentration was in Collin County.
Oh, okay.
Correct, yes.
So in general, the H-1B program.
My mind was about to be even further blown.
Well, what's funny is I've seen people now, those on the Marxist right, go, look at where all the immigrants are coming from. And they go, Mexico. They go, the Muslim thing, the Indian thing is a distraction. Well, no, hold on a second. The Mexican Mexico, that's largely a border security issue. They're coming here illegally. We know that. But you said that wasn't enough. We should deal with the legal immigration that's a problem. And they're doing that too. Yes, it's true. I think 25%, close to 25% of the Earth's population of Mexicans live in the United States. And we take more than any other country by far of all immigrants. Yeah, okay, great. Border has solved that. You want to make it really simple? Let's make this really simple, guys. The left won't do this. Someone can come to this country illegally and get SNAP, EBT, use emergency rooms. They can, Social Security fraud, Medicaid. We've talked about all this. They will leave if you stop feeding them.
It's true.
Just like deer.
Stop feeding them. They come here, it's like, oh, wait, you're here. Oh, well, you don't have a birth certificate? You don't have your Social Security? You don't have proof of citizenship? No. You get no SNAP. You get no, you're not eligible for Medicaid. Oh, no. You're actually not allowed to get care here at this hospital unless you pay up front. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to if you're not a citizen of this country. If you stop giving them shit, stop feeding them, they will leave. If they want to come here and feed themselves. By the way, it's also over 70%. Someone bring up these. Over 70% of Mexicans in the United States are reliant on welfare. Think about that. Because a lot of people go, no, man, they're hardworking. No, I'm sorry. Most of them are not. And even the ones who you see working, that's why they often work cash. Because 70% of Mexicans in the United States, I believe that's the number, and the number on Haitians was like 54, which blew my mind. That significantly fewer Haitian immigrants are on welfare. 70%. That number is even higher if you count households, because as far as I'm concerned, even if you don't accept some kind of welfare, but your child does, guess what? You got to go. You do not get to come to this country unless you are an immediate net contributor on the books, period. You're out. That's how you end up with tens of millions of people, in some cases 70% of whom, depending on the demographic, are dependent on your tax dollars. Stop feeding them, stop giving them anything, and they will leave. That includes free jobs that they're not qualified to do.
What about an entry fee?
All of it.
Yeah, let's enforce an entry fee.
But even if you do that, just let's make it simple. You get nothing. Oh, you get nothing. You get no social services, no social safety nets, no Medicaid, none of it. All of these programs are not here for you. You get none of it.
Treat it like a nightclub. You got a cover charge. There's got to be a certain percentage of women.
Yeah, exactly right.
They got to be hotties too.
Yes.
Well, your benefits have to vest. Sometimes that happens in companies too. So sometimes if you go to a company, you have to work there for a certain period of time to be able to accrue certain kinds of vacation benefits.
Right.
It's the same thing here. You come here, you can't be a net drain on us. At some point after you've contributed to the system for a while, you start to become eligible for things if the worst thing should possibly happen to your life. Fine. You've contributed. That makes sense. But to have people here, and it's the stupidest policy that you could even imagine, to have people here that day one are on these services, makes no sense.
Let's give you an analogy of anywhere else, like you say nightclub, but let's just use a fitness club, a gym, or a country club.
You can vote with that idea.
A tennis club. Any of those. Let's use that as an example. Let's say that you and all of your friends and family, it's a gym. Okay. You pay whatever. I mean, we work out here at the office. What's a gym membership these days? Because we have
$30 a month.
$30 a month. Okay, so let's call it $400 a year, something like that.
Sure.
Okay, you pay. Let's just round it. Let's just say you pay $500 a year. Everyone pays. It's Equinox. It's more expensive. You all pay $500 a year. Okay, for your membership. All right, there you go. You go to the gym. Now a new group of people. You and your friends number 10. A new group of people come in. Okay, it's 8 people. They don't pay an entry fee. They go, no, actually, you don't have to. They say, hey, we want to work out, but well, they say, okay. And they say it in some other language, some other third world language, that they can't pay. They get to go in, but then the people who own the gym where you have paid your membership, they go, hey, by the way, we're just letting you know, guys, you don't get to use the sauna or the cardio machines. That's only for those people who didn't pay. So, and actually, if you want to use them, you're going to have to pay more to use those, but you're going to have to prove to us that you're poor enough. So you have to pay more first in your membership, and then you have to prove that even though you paid more, you make less if you want to use the cardio room or the sauna, or you know what, we're going to do the same thing now with the squat racks. That's just for the people who didn't pay. That's what is happening in this country. You pay your taxes, you get none of those services. These people who pay nothing, who have come recently, get all of it. Let me ask you this. Would you like to have a longer vacation? Everyone would. Right, let's say, would you like to not have to go to work for a couple of months? Why don't you? Because you have to work to get paid. What if you just didn't? That's their life, and you pay for it. Hey, wouldn't you like to not pay for some of your greatest costs? Health insurance? Wouldn't you love to just not pay income taxes? But you do, right? Well, because you don't want to be arrested, and because you don't want to be caught flat-footed if something happens. But wouldn't it be nice to not have to make those payments? These people don't. And you pay for that. Hey, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't you just like to be like, I would love to take a long vacation, but if I take a long vacation and I don't work, how am I going to afford groceries? How am I going to afford a phone, internet, house? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just take a vacation, I don't know, let's say 2-3 months, let's say 5 years, and still get your groceries and your phone and your house?
This is my wife? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, the good news is, that's what they do. It's a permanent vacation. And then people go, oh, you think it's a vacation? Well, I think it's enough of a vacation that they considered it a travesty once we put our foot down and said, you know what, we shouldn't be paying for your Fanta, for your Faygo on Snap. So they weren't necessarily living a Spartan bare essentials. You don't get that fat eating fucking vegetables. Let's be clear. Doing the outer perimeter, right? Hey, you want to eat healthy? Do the perimeter. That's where none of the processed stuff is. The meat and the dairy, the people who offer this health advice online. Okay, doesn't look like they're doing that. Wouldn't we all like to just go, man, I would love to still have shit paid for, but be able to take a break. I am back from surgery less than 1.5 weeks. Why? Because everyone here relies on me, and so do I. I would love to stay home, swipe my Snap card, EBT, get my shit, relax, and then come back and work when I feel like it. That's what these people, meaning people who are here, that's what they do. And many people who are here legally. And they don't just do it to bridge the gap. They don't just do it because they've had some tough breaks. Many, 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 many people, meaning many, many, many millions of people, do it for a lifetime. They contribute nothing, pay no taxes, and take for the same period of time in their life as you work and pay taxes. And your only sin was being born here and being raised by folks who told you you should work and pay taxes. When people say, oh, racist, okay, let's go with that. Work, pay taxes, earn your keep. That's it. Always. And until if we have any opportunities, by the way, that are being robbed as far as American citizens, okay, none of you allowed to be here until those spots get filled by Americans. And once we're at the point of a surplus, we can look at it. But we should have no world in which anyone comes here, anyone joins your gym for free, and gets to use the equipment while you are forbidden from using it. That's what's happening in this country. You pay the membership, you pay for their SNAP, EBT, Medicaid, and you don't get to use it because, my God, you've committed the sin of actually working for a living. Your vote's already in, man. We got to buy some new ones. Yes, Noodles, were you about to know, was it the Mexican stat?
I'm still waiting on that, unfortunately.
I think it's 25%, 20-something percent of the world's Mexican population live in the United States, and 70% of them are on some form or another, some kind of welfare
benefit. Jeez.
Yep. All right.
We were talking about the Indian influx in Collin County and stuff, and we've seen those videos of Indians at Costco, and it's just the whole store is just full of Indians, and you can't get anywhere because there's Indian carts. You know where you never see an Indian? Home Depot.
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Do you?
You do.
How often do you go to Home Depot? I go a lot.
I go a lot.
I never see an Indian.
They have the free classes on the weekends, Saturday.
Oh, I don't go to that dumb shit.
It's all Indians.
Really? They're going to where they teach the kids how to build birdhouses?
Yeah.
Indians are going to learn how to build birdhouses?
Yep.
Okay, I stand corrected.
Well, they got to
I never see them doing home improvement.
That's true.
I'm like, what? How are these houses? I lived in a house that was owned by a Pakistani guy. How do you say it? Pakistani?
I rented.
Same thing. I rented, yeah.
From a townhouse from either Indian or Pakistani. I don't know. One of the two.
They never fixed anything, did they?
No, it was the light.
They're never going to Home Depot.
It was the light under the oven hood, the microwave, and I was in the house. I said, hey, yeah, you're going to fix? He's like, yes, I'm here right now. It can't be fixed. I said, oh, really? It can't be fixed? No, it's something with the electric. It would take all. It can. I said, you're there right now. I'm standing in front of the light that doesn't work.
Wait, what's that?
You're there right now. I am there right now. And I didn't want to get into it because I was only going to get mad. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, what's that sound in the background? Are you learning how to make a birdhouse?
Yeah, exactly. No. I go to Lowe's.
They don't go there either.
No. Like, it's how do 100%, that's kind of hyperbole, but not 100% of the world's credit card scams come from one country. You ever tried to do research on Hinduism? You ever tried to? Seriously, anyone out there? It's such a silly, goofy, bullshit religion that they can't even tell you what is practiced. There's so many different, and it's not like Presbyterian versus Methodist. It's like they worship entirely different gods. They are just as different of a religion, depending on the sect of Hinduism, as you, a Christian, are from paganism or Buddhism. They're just still considered Hindu. It is moronic. And the one thing that they all have in common is hell is really just your own personal construct. It's karma, it's your own actions. Well, what do you think? What do you think people do who have gone generationally with screwing other people and actually got away with it? If they believe that that's hell. Hell is the guilt they feel. It's an entire religion that is the equivalent to that stupid white teacher in public school going, now, I'm not going to punish you because I'm sure that the guilt you feel is punishment enough. It's just a bunch of Indians going like, that's right, okay, I'm in hell. Oh, good enough. I feel bad. I wouldn't do it again. That's the whole religion. There's no accountability. It's, hey, hell is your own creation. I feel pretty good. Keep on doing it. I guess hell ain't so bad. I spent a lot of time trying to understand it.
You shouldn't. I understand why, though.
I had to do a learn about in 7th grade. Go make a friend. Learn about one student and present it to the class. Indian girl.
Learn about her 300 million gods.
Yeah, well, she said we worship Vishnu. And I said
Vishnu's like the one above all.
Well, not to all of them. Not to
Are you sure?
the major. Yeah, someone bring up the 3 major sects of Hinduism. Vishnu is not. And in some, it's Shiva. Some is the Bali, I believe, the one, the
you never want to
blue
betray
one.
Shiva. I've heard that's
the blue one with all the arms. But I said Vishnu.
I thought that was Vishnu, the one with the arms.
No,
like
there are a lot of them
arms.
with a bunch of arms. That's a common theme. A lot of handies. Now,
a lot of handies going around.
I said to her, she goes, Vishnu. I said, oh, is that? I said, is that like is that the elephant one, or is it the one with a lot of arms? She goes, No, and it's offensive that you would say that. Well, I looked it up. It was some bitch with a bunch of arms. It just wasn't the elephant. I'm like, how can you act like you're offended? You have this silly, silly horseshit religion where someone with 8 arms is worshipped by some of you, but not the. And you also have an elephant with a bunch of weird arms, and it was a legitimate question.
Yeah, but your God walked on water, so.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, yours is just. It just has a bunch of arms and may or may not be an elephant.
It swims in the water with 9 arms.
Yeah.
Pretty fast, though.
That's the thing. They wouldn't be allowed to qualify for the Olympics. Yes, Noodles.
So this is what I'm finding. Looks like the main 3 are Vishnu, Shiva, and Shakti.
Shiva's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Shiva.
Shiva is the one that I've heard of. Vishnu and Shiva.
Yeah, but Vishnu is the big one for some. But for some of them, it's Shiva. For some of them, like their main god is it Bali or Kali? Is it Kali? Kali?
Don't say it 3 times.
But it's the blue one, the blue one with all the arms.
And then apparently there's a 4th one. Jeez, follow Adi Shankara's teachings. Whatever.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Sure.
Yeah. Totally equal.
And how many languages in India that they're recognized? Some like 80 something. It's a country that could never get its shit together unless actually conquered and converted 100% to Christianity. Do you guys understand that? It will never advance in a way that America or Europe has. It's not possible.
It's funny because they invented chess.
Yeah.
And now they lose.
Broken clock.
Yeah.
They got one right.
They got one.
That.
Good for them.
Chess is cool. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's how far they've fallen. They invented chess and then they've never won.
Right.
They've never won the game of chess.
There's you take it.
22 for languages.
22 official languages?
Yeah.
Jeez. And I think there's a bunch more as far as like unofficially recognized. How do you have a country that works? Just imagine, how do you think the United States would be if the people in Iowa or Idaho spoke an entirely different language than California, than Florida, than Texas, than New York, than Vermont, and they wouldn't be able to communicate with each other?
We'd be migrating to India.
Yeah.
So it says 22 separate official languages, home to a total of 121 languages and 270 mother tongues.
Ugh.
Whatever.
Keep your mother tongue to yourself.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's what you speak in the village.
Sure. I mean, just think about that.
There's more languages than we have states. A double. You said 121?
Well, 22 official ones, but
22
then
official.
I don't know how many.
121 languages, 270 mother tongues.
I mean, I'm sure we probably have 100-something languages spoken in the United States, but not as far as like 22 official languages means that there are a bunch of people who actually conduct commerce and actually communicate in a professional level in 22 different languages. In the United States, it's always been English and then, unfortunately, occasionally Spanish. It now is officially English, but 22 official ones. How do you get anything done? The answer? They don't. They still shit in rivers. Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. We can still speak freely and even use words like and get and whoa. You've been here this whole time?
Yeah. Snuck in.